Hey, I just got back from Grand Junction and I'm putting a video together on that trip on the CRF. So just thought I'd add some accessory updates along with some information about that trip. So very interesting, but here's a few things that I've added to the motorcycle. Just tell you what they are and how they're working. First thing is the Barkbuster handguards. I like those for a couple of reasons. One, so they deflect the wind, and two, so they protect my levers. So I've already tipped it over once and saved my front brake lever, so that was worth it. One of the other things I mentioned before is the windscreen. It's just I don't know if you can even see that, but it's a Spitfire just universal windscreen, so works for a lot of different motorcycles or applications. You get a kick out of this. This right here is my seat pad. I know everybody gets these fancy upgraded seats. I bought this Climate camp pad for $13, I think, and then just lashed it on with some bungee straps, and it was certainly worth every penny. Just absolutely love that. So that's a good addition. Just got a little fly tank bag. It's good to keep things that I need quick access to right there. I've got the RAM mount for the phone. I use my phone for GPS. I've had other mounts before, but this RAM mount is definitely worth the money that you pay for it. I don't know how you can see that, but that is a 9-volt charger adapter that I've just got directly linked to the battery. I do have one that's got a fuse in it, so the fuse is pretty handy in case there's some power overload for some reason. Just use that to charge the phone while I'm driving, and I've got another one linked to the battery too, tucked away in case I need to put on my heated gear. So that works fine. Just like on all my other motorcycles, if you can see that, I use these throttle locks, and I don't drive with them full time, but they're certainly handy if you want to take your hand off the grips for a second or two to adjust, or just let it rest and relax. Can't even remember what that's called. I think it's called a maybe I can see it, cruise lock or something like that. I don't remember. I'll put it in the description. What else? Oh yeah, you guys love this. I put this on all my motorcycles too, apparently. I've got a DeWalt trunk, waterproof trunk, just bolted to the back. Pretty cheap. I think I spent 40 bucks on that. I only put light gear in there. I don't want it to be too heavy on the back end like that, sitting up as high as it does, but works excellent. It doesn't move around. It's got a good amount of storage, and it's waterproof for 40 bucks. Can't beat that. That other 9-volt accessory plug is just tucked away back behind where your owner's manual or tool, those standard tool set would be. I don't use those anyways, but that's where they're at. I think that's it. Not sure if there's other things I've done to it. Just trying to get it ready for going down the Baja Peninsula here in about a month and a half, so I think I've pretty well got it squared away. Also in the video at Grand Junction, you'll see some of the luggage and how I had things set up, but I took, because I can only get about 140 miles of range on there, I took just a 1-gallon gas can and 2 of the 30-liter MSR fuel canisters. They didn't leak, they worked great, and I actually never used them the whole time. I was able to hit a gas station within 100 or 130 miles, and I got to where I was glad I had a reserve, but didn't end up dipping into it. Just peace of mind, I guess, and give me options. I always like to have options. And there's my roll bag, which is great, and just a couple of I think they're Dowco soft bags. I took more gear than I needed to. I had plenty of room, so I think I'm set. I think I'm good to go. What brand is this? Lobo, I guess that's what that's called. Works fine. I don't think it's anything special, and I haven't been through any severe rain, just some sprinklers, and it worked just fine with that. So think we're good to go. That's it for now. Hopefully that gives you some indication of what I got going on with the CRF. And I'll talk a little bit more just on a voiceover about how it performed on the trip and what I think of it so far. So that's it. Peace out. Just got back from a quick trip to Grand Junction, Colorado on the CRF. It was about 750 miles total, and I did it in almost exactly 48 hours. So a couple of days. Not a huge amount of miles, but it was a good run anyway. Longer than I did on my previous trip up to Bear Lake. The last day was pretty windy, and that created some challenges for comfort and speed and gas mileage. I've been normally getting about 73, 74 miles per gallon, which is great. I love that. On the way back, I didn't even test it, but the reserve light went on at about 80 miles, so I know I was getting killed. Generally I was cruising at about 60 miles an hour. In the right conditions I can push it up to 70 miles an hour, and in some of these windy bits going up hills I was only able to really get 50-55 miles an hour out of the little CRF. So that's a little frustrating and can be a little bit dangerous, I guess, if you got traffic coming up on you and people backing up, getting frustrated behind you. As far as comfort goes, super pleased with how it goes. I've also got a 2017 Ninja 650, and this will sound stupid, but the CRF is more comfortable. The arm position, the leg position, the uprightness of how I sit, literally had no aches and pains. It was just great. So that's bizarre, but I will definitely take it. As far as the trip goes, the scenery in Colorado is amazing, and I live in Utah, and Utah's got amazing scenery, but outside of Grand Junction I drove up to this ski resort called Powderhorn, and that's where most of this was filmed. It was just incredibly beautiful. There was no traffic up there. I was pretty well alone. The leaves were turning colors and they were super pretty, and just had a heck of a time. It's nice just to cruise along, nowhere to really be, just at my own pace, doing what I wanted to do. And the weather was nice and cool. I did get hit with a little bit of rain, a little bit of moisture, but not too much. I was going to head to Aspen, but most of the storm I could see was pretty heavy and thick the further north and east that I would have gone. So I just headed back to Grand Junction from the Powderhorn ski resort and that mountain range up there. I don't even know what it's called. But that's it. Also got some accessory updates that are hopefully useful to you.